As expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios,
You're live.
where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
Live.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show.
Live.
Can you stop, Omri? Can I do the intro first?
Okay.
I mean, I know you realize that the show actually started, and we can't fool around anymore.
I'm used to the investor schooling
All right,
live.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute Omri so I can
Okay.
do the intro. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I am Larry Steinhouse, and we are broadcasting live from the Investor Schooling headquarters in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Hey, I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to make financial education fun and accessible to everyone, including you. On this show, we will discuss several ways of making more money. We concentrate on real estate investing, stock options trading, the stock market, and how to maximize your retirement funds. You can call us anytime during the show. He's muted, so I have to give the phone number. You can call us anytime during the show at 855-939-1137. That's right. You can call 855-939-1137 with your questions about money, finances, or anything on your mind, even politics. We are also live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Please leave us a comment and let us know that you're watching by saying hello. I'm also here with my awesome co-host, Dr. Deb, and I'm here with the Big Mouth, Omri Morad, also known as the Big Mouth Immigrant. And we also have our sweet producer, Glenn Page. Sweet, it's still sweet, right?
I thought you were going to change that.
We eventually will.
Okay.
But I just thought it'd be fun to keep it a sweet producer. He is ready to take your call, so put you on the air to discuss finances, real estate, the stock market, and even politics. So give us a call. All right, I think I'll unmute Omri now and let him do his phone number thing.
Okay, I need to do the phone number, and I also need to do the sweet.
No, I'm not done yet. Say the phone number.
You're not done. Okay, that's 855-939-1137.
All right.
Again,
and, okay,
that's 855-939-1137. What's going on with you?
Hold on. The Larry Steinhouse Show is brought to you by Investor Schooling. At Investor Schooling, we teach you things about money that I'll bet you never even knew. We also focus on practical learning, and we will equip you with real-world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax savings tips, I've tripped over my tongue. Tax saving tips and secrets to the financial freedom. Our headquarters are right here in Bucks County, but our online courses teach eager investors all over the country. So you can RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at investorschooling.com. All right, guys. Now, Omri, you can interrupt me all you want. All of a sudden, he has nothing to say.
I just want to say that Glenn Page is sweet.
There you go. Glenn, do you feel better now that he said that Glenn Page is?
Sweet.
My life is complete.
Okay, good.
Good.
I like that you couldn't even get out of the gate, Larry, without Omri.
I know.
I know. You can't even.
I didn't even say one line. He's already interrupted me. You're right.
It's the live thing. We used to say live, and now it's the Larry Steinhouse Show.
I know. So you want me to say the Larry Steinhouse Show live?
Yeah, let's do the Larry Steinhouse Show live.
Okay.
And then tomorrow...
Oh, you want me to start all over again?
We can, yeah.
No.
No.
The only problem is we need to cut the live for the rerun tomorrow.
Right. You can't do that.
So we do the Larry Steinhouse Show recorded. We will do the two versions.
All right.
Okay, so for all of you people who are listening on Saturday,
On Saturday,
this show is live. So you can call in at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Again, that's 855-939-1137.
All right, what are we giving away today? Let's give away 2 tickets to the Money Hacks event.
Amazing.
Okay, so the Money Hacks event is August 17th, and we have an amazing lineup for you. We're going to teach you how to buy houses with no money. We're going to teach you how to...
The Mobile Home King is coming.
Exactly.
Woohoo!
You want me to continue so I don't have to?
About what? About the mobile home?
About the Money Hacks event.
Garcia, known as the Mobile Home King, and he is the master of buying mobile homes. That is very interesting for me because I have a partner and I own a mobile home park in Florida.
You want me to continue with what else is on there, or you know, we're also going to have a hard money lender there.
Okay.
Who's going to teach you how to get money if you need to do a real estate flip, fix and flip.
Ooh, the burr person.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then we've got the money multiplier people coming.
Yes.
Those money multiplier people can teach you how to actually be your own bank.
Mm-hmm.
So put money away, be your own bank, and make money twice.
Amazing.
So you can make money twice in the same dollar, which is amazing to me. Every time I see it, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, but it actually works. It really works well.
Because many people have life insurance policies, and they never believe that a life insurance
Well, they
policy
don't-
can
right.
do something
They don't
like
even
that.
understand how it works. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly correct. Okay. So what did we do this week? We have some fun?
Yeah,
We
it was
had a
fun.
great fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we ended up going to Plymouth for the week.
Right,
And
so-
what I thought was great, you have to tell about
Okay.
we got the phone call from the, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. So yeah. So I had an event that I had to speak at. I had to speak on a boat. So I had to speak on a boat in Plymouth. So we drove to Plymouth. So Wednesday was the event, and on Tuesday we drove. We drove up. It took us about 7 hours to get there, and we got there. And the first thing we did, we checked into the hotel, and then we're walking around Plymouth for like 20 minutes. And we're looking for the Plymouth Rock, so we're expecting to see this gigantic thing that we
No,
didn't.
that was the next
No,
day.
no, but I was just looking for it. I was just looking to see if there was a big rock somewhere, and I'm like, we must have missed it, or we must not be that close to it. So I didn't give much of thought to it, and then we're looking for something to do. Glenn, you're gonna love this, man. We're looking for something to do. We have no idea what to do. So the immigrant who knows nothing.
So we're sitting at a bar. You got to tell the rest of the story. So we're sitting at a bar that's by the docks, right? We're just sitting there goofing off.
This
hanging
is
out.
before this.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my God! Can I tell the story? Because
you
you
tell the
both extremely bad.
Yes. Okay.
So we are walking in Plymouth.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're walking to Plymouth, but she says we're sitting at a bar, which is not true.
Okay,
were
we are
sitting-
walking in Plymouth, and then I look for things to do in the area.
Exactly.
So I go in Google, I look for event, I look for that, and then I see a show.
We were
feature-
sitting at the bar when
No.
this happened.
No,
Wrong.
it's not.
We ordered the tickets at the bar. Why don't you let him tell the story, which is the right story?
Are we still on the air, Glenn?
All right.
Right.
So we are walking, and then I see a show featuring
Wait, so wait.
Santana.
No, so
now
wait,
you
so he
interrupt
goes-
me.
So he goes, there's some band playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, great. Where's the band playing? I figure some bar band, whatever.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I
we'll
said
go see a
15
bar band,
minutes
whatever.
away. Yeah.
Right. And he goes, I go, well, and he goes, I go, who is it? And he goes,
Something with Santana and Counting Crows? I don't know.
and I just stopped in my tracks. Glenn, I stopped in my tracks. He says Santana and Counting Crows. I'm like, what? Where? And he goes, I know, it's about 15 minutes from here. And I go, where is it? And he goes, it's at the Xfinity Center. It actually turned out it was like 15 minutes from there, but it's no big deal. And I'm like, there's no way we're going to get tickets. Then we went to a bar, and we sat down, and we tried to find tickets, right?
And Larry said, there is no chance there are tickets. You're wasting your time. And I'm looking, and we're starting to go over the tickets. The tickets that left are in the first section
Second
in
section.
front of... No, the first section.
the
Center
Second
section.
section. It was
No, it's
second
just first.
section.
She's right. You're right again.
No,
The
it's the
se-
second section.
The orchestra, and then road section. There's orchestra, which is we didn't get, and then there's the next section. So that is the first section.
We are-
Our tickets were section 2, so
No,
it had.
so section 1 was to the
my-
right, section 2's in the middle, and section 3 is to the left.
Mathematics goes from right to left.
So while these guys are arguing, let me explain. We get 20 rows up.
From
20
Santana.
rows up from Santana, eye level center seats. Greatest seats you could possibly.
Oh, my God.
The perfect seats we got, and we got them
$10,000.
for what?
No!
No, ready?
No.
How much? How much you say? How much?
Let me take a serious guess. So each ticket was the same price, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to guess that they were $500 each.
Okay,
No.
you ready?
No.
How about $560 for all three?
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's pretty good.
Remember, we
These
booked
days-
this thing.
these
We
days,
literally
that's
booked
good.
this thing an hour before the concert. So at this point, whoever was scalping these tickets were like, "I just got to get rid of them." And we got
Right.
so lucky. We didn't even realize we got so lucky. It was absolutely amazing that we got these tickets. So
That
we
is
ha-
good.
and we
That's
had
good.
such a good time that night. It was great. I mean, it was just like really, really awesome time. We got back about 12 o'clock, and we went to bed. And then the next morning we got
Not
up.
together. We need to clarify
No,
that.
not together. Yes.
Although,
Omri had no idea.
although
who they
Omri
were.
and Larry did have adjoining
Yeah,
rooms.
we did have adjoining rooms,
Yeah,
right.
Larry
But
and
I
did
made
have
sure that
adjoining rooms.
there was 3 locks on the door.
Exactly. The door is locked.
and not only 3 locks, but also a chair in front of the door, just in case he got through the locks, and not just in case he wanted to talk to me. forget about anything else. I didn't even want him to talk to me. I'm like, let me go, just go to bed. So that was what we did the first night, Glenn. Isn't that awesome?
I was going to say, did Omri know any of the songs at all?
So the funny part, wait, the Counting Crows come
Oh
on.
my God.
The Counting Crows come on. He goes, wow, they do this song really well. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, they do it almost as good as the original band. I'm like, this is the original band.
Say what song?
Well, I didn't
Mr.
remember
Jones.
which one it was. Well, Mr. Jones, yeah. Yeah, so it was just really funny how, like, he every song he's like, yeah, they do it really well. And then at one point he whispers in my ear and starts talking to me for about, I don't know, maybe about 60 seconds, 90 seconds in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think he realized that, I can understand that he speaks two languages. And he's talking to me for like 90 seconds. And he goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'm like, Omri, English.
So sometimes when the mind works in Hebrew,
I know,
it just
I
when
get
it
that.
comes out.
I know,
yeah.
I get that. I know.
Yeah.
But the funny part was what he talked to me about. What did you talk to me about?
I'm not sure it's appropriate to say right now.
You can.
You think so?
Well, I'll say it. So he's like, this guy next to me has a cigarette, and he wants to know if you want to have some of it. And it wasn't a cigarette. So that was pretty much.
It was a special cigarette.
That was pretty much how much fun we had with that. All right, let's get to. So then I did a presentation on a boat that was supposed to go for a cruise around Plymouth, and it was too foggy, and the captain wouldn't take the boat out. So we just did the presentation. We had a good time. Then we drove back, and I'm going to tell you the one thing about when we're on these road trips, I really wish we have a camera following us, because some of the things that happen on these road trips are just so funny, and even that would have been great. All right, so somebody online has actually said he's 65. He has $4,000 in annuity.
400,000.
I'm sorry, 400. Yeah, right, 400,000 annuity. And what would be the best thing to do with it? To use with it? There's so many questions that I got to know before I can even think about what to do with that. I'm sorry that you got an annuity and you were roped into an annuity. That's the first thing I have to say. But I can't even answer the question because there's so many pieces. I need to know what else you have, whether you have a pension, whether you have any real estate, whether you have any other money, whether you own your own house,
the fact
whether
that
you're married, whether you're not married. So I can't even possibly answer the question. It's just whatever.
But the fact that they are 65, it doesn't change anything.
No.
Because as close as you get to retirement age, annuity make more
I
sense.
still need all the other information.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have 400,000 annuity, but I have $700 million.
Yeah.
in stocks. I mean, who cares about your 400,000?
I
right?
get.
I mean, I realize he doesn't have 700 million, but I need to know everything else. I need
Yeah.
to know if he has a pension plan. I need to know what his Social Security numbers are. I mean, there's no way to even answer the question. But if you want to call in, Mike, I could certainly talk to you about that.
Please call at 855-939-1137.
So you forgot the whole story about the whole Plymouth Rock thing.
Oh yeah, so talk about the Plymouth Rock. Go ahead. The most underwhelming thing in the planet.
Yeah, we were expecting this big, huge thing, and then it's in this little hole.
The table that we're sitting next to is bigger than the
It's
Plymouth
bigger
Rock.
than the rock. Yeah, it was just really very underwhelming, and it has it's dated 16 whatever
1620, I think it was.
1620.
1620.
But it's a little tiny rock, because me and Phil keep talking about how we need to get a big rock to put in front of our house so that a car doesn't go through it again, and this wouldn't even be worth it. A car would go right over the rock. It was so tiny.
So that just shows everybody listening how ignorant we are what the Plymouth Rock really was.
Yeah, it was very
Right?
small. It was very small.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why women always are not happy with size? What's going on? I mean,
Seriously?
it's an historical
problem for you?
rock.
Do you have a problem with your size, Aubrey?
I'm not sure I want to go there. I'm just saying.
I've never experienced that.
It's an historical monument.
Happened to you a lot?
An historical monument, and what we say is that it's not big enough?
No, because up until now, the whole idea of Plymouth Rock is they make it sound like it's humongous. And it's this little tiny thing. It's this
Right.
really tiny thing. It's really
Right.
this
That's
tiny
why,
thing.
like, there's two insurance companies that have rocks, right? One is Prudential. They have the Rock of Gibraltar. And then there's another company, which happens to be the company that has my homeowner's insurance, which is Plymouth Rock. And now I'm worried that Plymouth Rock won't be able to pay my claim because, they're so small.
The policy. The
The
policy.
policy, right?
You know what it reminds me of, Larry?
What's that?
You know what have you seen? I don't know if you've seen those videos on social media where people will post reality versus fantasy, and it's always some exotic vacation locale, and it'll say the fantasy, and it'll show basically like tourist brochure images, videos of this place with glistening water, and it's pristine and serene, and then they show the reality, and it's all crowded and dirty and
Yeah,
small.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
exactly.
Yeah, I've
Right,
seen
right.
that.
Yeah, that's no doubt. All right, so
So the other thing that happened
ahead.
that you kind of forgot is
Yeah.
that we got a phone call from somebody called
Oh,
the
yeah,
radio
this is
show.
great.
Yeah,
This is
somebody
great
called somebody called the radio show. So Larry picks it up and he puts it on speaker because he knew, I guess it was from the radio show. And it was a woman who was calling in because her son is incarcerated, and she was just like, Larry Steinhouse, I can't believe I'm talking to Larry Steinhouse. Remember, she said that in the beginning. It was kind of funny. And she's like, my son wanted me to call you. And, he listens to you all the time, and he thinks that Dr. Deb is the best, which I thought was fantastic. That's the most important part of the story. But he was saying, Omri's okay and Larry's okay, but, he prefers me.
Where this guy is located?
He's in jail. So my comment was,
Okay.
after the fact was, of course he likes me best because he's surrounded by a bunch of men. And
I wasn't going there. I don't know why you did.
well, it's just, that's the first thing I think of is, when you're in with a bunch of men. So, but whatever. No, but anyway, so she was saying that he listens to us all the time, and, could we send him a book and that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. But you were on the phone with her for like a good 10 minutes. Just she was super excited.
She was a lovely lady. Yeah, exactly.
She was super excited to chat with us. It was great.
Yeah. So there are other people listening in prison, which I find it interesting because it's not the first time we've had this, where there are people incarcerated. I guess there's certain radio stations they're allowed to listen to, or they all get together and listen to one radio. Maybe, I don't know. So I want to say hello to everybody who is incarcerated. I'm sorry that you're there. I'm hoping you guys get out soon. And if you did anything wrong, I hope you just don't do it again. Is that fair?
Yeah.
It is.
Guess who's online?
Kimmy?
Kimmy,
Woohoo!
your number one fan.
Mm-hmm.
You could say the phone number for her.
That's 855-939-1137.
Oh my God, Omri.
I know, really. Do that. So wait, before you do that number, let's do this real quick. We never even got to it. We're going to give away 2 tickets to the Money Hacks event. Because
Please.
We got so distracted, we never even talked about it. We're going to give 2 tickets to the Money Hacks event, which is August 17th. The only thing we ask is that you can go. So we give you the tickets. Call about anything. I don't care. Just call about anything. If you want to call and make fun of Omri, that's fine. If you want to call and give us the phone number, that's fine.
It's not fine with me.
Kimmy goes, thanks, Omri. She probably turned her radio up really loud.
I should really
in the car while she was sitting there with her eyes closed.
There you go. There you
should
go.
really start charging for that.
So I was trying to describe this show to somebody the other day. I was trying to describe the show as what we do, and I don't know. What do you think of this, Glenn? I described it as Jim Cramer meets Howard Stern.
I think that's pretty apt.
Yeah, I agree.
That works.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think you're more entertaining than Jim Cramer, but
Well, yeah, I understand, but it's financial knowledge,
right.
and then we kind of
Can I ask who he is?
A more accurate Jim Cramer.
Everybody says that. It's so hard to be accurate in the stock market. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes too. But we're 20 minutes into the show. We haven't even talked about anything financial yet. Let's talk about something financial.
Yes, please.
All right.
Remember I was telling you earlier that I wanted to talk about the now I can't think of what it's called, but when you buy a house and then if you sell it right away, you have to pay it's considered
Ordinary income.
Ordinary income,
Right.
and if not, you have to pay 20% afterwards.
So it's 20% capital gains
Capital
after
gains.
1 year.
Capital gains.
Right, after 1 year.
That's where I get confused on capital gains. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So capital gains is for long-term investments, and they consider anything over 1 year long-term investments. So 367 days, 366 days, whatever. They consider it. Now they consider capital gains.
Okay.
So if you're holding an investment property, so the people who fix and flip, and they fix and flip within 3 months, they consider that ordinary income. They consider it a job.
Okay.
So you're going to be taxed at whatever your ordinary income rate is. Now, it may not be so bad anyway. In fact, it's funny, if you actually, sometimes you can do the math, it may actually turn out to be, not so bad, I guess. I'm going to say better, but if you make if you make very little money, it might be better, but the odds are slim. But anyway, so it'd be taxed at the ordinary income rate. If you hold it more than a year, it gets taxed at 20%, is what the capital gains is for you.
Okay.
So, 20.
20.
Okay. I was pretty sure it's more.
No.
Okay.
No. So you on the profit.
Yeah, I understand
So like
that.
you just bought a house a couple of days ago.
Yeah, a
That
week ago.
You're thinking a week ago, right? So you're thinking about just
I don't
painting
know.
and selling
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So if you paint it and sell it and you make 20 grand on the,
$4,000
after
goes
all
to the
your-
company, for the
Well,
government.
it's not- yeah, maybe, but you don't have to pay it right away. You pay that next year. It'll end up on your tax return.
Yeah.
So it gets added to your ordinary income calculation for your taxes.
And you can do 1031.
Can you
because
do
it's
1031
less
if
than
you
a
own it for
year?
Less than a year? I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. That's a really good question. I don't think so. So for you guys who don't know what a 1031 is, 1031 exchange, it's called a like-kind exchange. So if you have one investment property and you want to roll over that investment into another investment property, as long as you never touch the money and put the whole thing into the new investment property, you don't pay taxes on the first sale. The tax keeps getting deferred. But I'm not sure if that's feasible in something that's less than a year. So I
Okay.
have to double check because I don't know.
All right, so if you have, another question I get, I'm not always sure about. So say you buy a house for, I don't know, $300,000, right? And then you sell it 10 years later for $500,000.
Okay.
So you're getting taxed on the $200,000.
So first of all, if it's not a primary residence, so primary residents are different. So are we assuming this is a investment property?
Yeah, let's assume it's an investment
Okay.
property.
So there's a bunch of other things in there. First of all, the $300,000 that you paid for it, you may have other costs. So maybe you renovated the kitchen, it cost you 20 grand. So now your cost basis is 320,000, not 300 anymore. Let's say you replaced the heater, another 10,000. Now your cost basis is 330, not 300. So your cost basis keeps rising. Also, the cost to buy the property. Maybe there was transfer tax. Maybe there was title fees. Maybe there was blah, 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 whatever fees there were, insurance. Not insurance, I'm sorry. Title insurance we counted, but not insurance. Whatever fees there were to buy the property, maybe there was an real estate agent when you sold it. All of these fees come off and they go to your cost basis. But there is one other little thing that's called depreciation. And every year your accountant's going to take depreciation off the property.
I think it's 6%, something like that, no?
I don't know what the exact number is, but the real issue is going to be that after, it's either 21 or 27 years, I always mix it up, but after 27 years, it's fully depreciated. So that means that if you paid $300,000 for it, you've taken that whole $300,000 in depreciation. So 27 years from now, it's actually zero is your cost basis.
Oh my God.
So now you're paying taxes on the whole 500 instead of the difference.
But you only pay 10% at that point.
No, you're paying 20% capital gains on the difference.
Even after 27 years?
Yeah, whatever. And if they haven't changed it, now, if Kamala Harris gets in, it might not be 20, it might be 40.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be whatever they make it.
So I was pretty sure that the difference is much bigger. That as long as you hold the property, as many years as you hold the property, the capital gain on that property keep go down.
No, it's actually just the opposite. Because the percentage stays the same.
No, I understand the depreciation. Right. I'm saying
right.
the step of the capital gain. It only changed from less than a year or over a year. It don't keep changing.
Yeah, that's it. No. It's one step. It's either 1 year or more, less than a year or more than a year.
Okay. So less than a year.
Less than a year, it's taxed at your income rate.
Okay.
Your regular tax rate.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And it's kind of important to know, but it's not that important to know. So all these people doing wholesaling, they buy the property, and either if they close or don't close, if they sell it to another person, that amount of money, let's say they made a $20,000 wholesale fee, that is not capital gains. That is regular ordinary income.
So I want to ask you something. I purchased a house, I think a year ago, and the title company refused to put the wholesale fee in the HUD.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things we have to talk about here.
Okay.
Like you sometimes you forget that there's at least 7 other people listening.
Yeah, I know.
And they have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so
we need to bring them up to speed of what wholesaling is, which actually I wanted to talk about wholesaling today anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We have to bring them up to speed of what wholesaling is,
yeah.
And we have to talk about what you just said, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to come before that.
Okay, sure.
So for you guys who don't know, there's a practice out there. It's actually called wholesaling. It's what it's been named. And wholesaling is if, for example, let's say Debbie's selling a property, Dr. Deb's selling a property, maybe her great aunt left it to her, whatever, and it's in Philly, and whatever, it's worth $100,000, and she just wants, and I walk in and go, listen, well, I'll make it easy for you. I'll just buy this property from you for 50 grand right now, and you don't have to worry about anything. Don't even worry about cleaning it. Nothing. Here's 50 grand. Just go. Now, I get that under contract because it takes a little while to close. You can't close in one day. And maybe it takes 30 days to close. Maybe it takes 15 days to close minimum. But either way, let's say it takes 30 days to close. In that time, I decide I don't want to buy this property, but I have Omri over here who will give me $75,000 for this property. But I just have it under contract with Debbie for 50.
Mm-hmm.
So I could technically sell that contract to Omri for $25,000, and he could buy this property for $50,000.
Okay, that's if the contract allowed us, right?
Yeah, but we'll
Okay.
get into that because yeah, that's right. Now, whatever. That's the concept. The concept is I just sold the paperwork to Omri for $25,000.
Okay.
That $25,000 has to show up somewhere. So most people aren't going to you wouldn't just give me $25,000. I hand you the paperwork, and you hope that the paperwork's real. Most people want to do it at a closing table where they actually go to a title company. Now, you just said something about a wholesale fee. So that technically, that $25,000 would be a wholesale fee, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said something about them not putting it on the HUD. Now, the HUD, for those people who don't know, it's a closing statement. When you get a closing statement, when you go to the title company, there's all kinds of fees on there. And I'm not sure what you were doing. Were you the seller or the buyer?
No, I was the buyer.
Okay.
And that's happened to me, actually. I heard that more than once. Okay, I experienced it once, but I heard that more than once, that in order for the wholesaler not to get away with the taxes,
okay, so So here's what happened, right? So first of all, the whole wholesaling business is under such scrutiny because there's so many bad practices. What? Scrutiny, like most people, they call them crooks, whatever.
Scrutiny means that you're looking at it really closely. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, because there are a lot of practices that are done that are fraudulent or illegal, and in this case, your wholesaler, the one who was selling you the property, didn't want it on the HUD because he didn't want to have to pay taxes on the $25,000 wholesale fee.
The opposite. He wanted in the HUD. The title company said no. So during the closing, I had to come with a check for him during the closing. Right. He sent me a separate invoice, and I left him the check for his invoice with the title company. But it wasn't mentioned in the HUD.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm not sure why the title company would have a problem with it.
Okay.
They shouldn't unless you were going through a bank. Were you going through a bank?
No.
Yeah, that's weird.
Cash.
The reason, a lot of times they won't go through a bank because the bank doesn't want to see it. Because the bank is saying, hey, wait a minute, we're not paying $75,000 for a property.
I get it.
Mine for $50,000.
Yeah.
So that's why the banks want to. Who knows? They get these title companies. A lot of them get a little screwy sometimes.
Yeah.
So who knows? It is what it is. So what's happening now? Speaking of wholesaling, very interesting is that in Pennsylvania, wholesaling just became regulated. You know why wholesaling became regulated? Because there are too many people out there not only teaching wholesaling, but they're teaching wholesaling incorrectly. And there's so many people doing it that so many people are getting screwed. Like basically grandma's house, is now being sold for $30,000 to a wholesaler because grandma doesn't know how much the house is worth. And then I get it, the wholesaler gets on a contract for $30,000 and sells it to Omri for $100,000, and grandma lost $70,000. Or didn't get her $70,000. She didn't really lose it. So interestingly enough, there was some regulation about 2 years ago that was in Philadelphia, just Philadelphia, regulation in Philadelphia, that says that you have to, what is this now? It says that you have to give information that says, hey, you could get more money for your house. These are comps. So that was the rule.
I was pretty sure that Philadelphia did it only for the purpose of taxing the wholesaler. Apparently not.
No, it's for a bunch of things.
Okay.
It was for a bunch of things. It was not just taxing the wholesaler. It was also about, people were getting, people were perceiving they were getting ripped off. You know how it is, right? So you buy the house from grandma for $30,000 because she wants $30,000 for a house. That's what you came to. If she doesn't know her house is worth more, whose fault is that? Now, I'm not saying that this is a good practice, but whose fault is that? Is it her fault? Is it her family's fault? Or is this somebody being unscrupulous and saying, hey, I'm going to rip this person off? The answer is I don't know which one of those answers is correct, But now Philadelphia was saying, hey, this happens so often. It happens so often that they wanted to stop it. They wanted to say, hey, listen, you have to give good comps. You have to say there are alternate ways to sell your house. Now Pennsylvania stepped in and said you can no longer wholesale unless you have a real estate license. So this is becoming really interesting now. So the really interesting part is what's going to happen now is people are going to what? They're going to go get real estate licenses, and they're going to be able to wholesale, or they're not going to be able to wholesale and then not get real estate licenses. The question is what the fine will be. I don't know what the fine will be if they don't have a real estate license. But the other thing is now there are certain disclosures in wholesaling that would say that the consumer has rights to get out of the contract. So it's 13 days. It looks like it's 13 days to get out of the contract. So if they want to get out of the contract, they can get out of the contract within 13 days. So it's all kinds of rules now, and it's not. I mean, look, it's just going completely the opposite way now, which is common. But here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen now is the market is changing again. It's no longer a seller's market. It's now a buyer's market again. So now grandma's going to have less people to sell the house to, and she's going to get less money for it.
Yeah.
So it's as usual, regulators are now going to create the exact opposite problem that they're trying to solve. Hey, you can't sell it to Debbie because she doesn't have a wholesale license. I do. Debbie may have said she's going to give you $50,000, but if she does, she's going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble. That's what they may say, even though grandma won't get in trouble. But I can buy the house from you. I'll give you $30,000 for it, and there would be no problem, which is going to be a problem in its own. So just know that that's what's going to happen. If you're a wholesaler in Pennsylvania, you now have to get a real estate license. Now that's going to be interesting too.
Is it a real estate license or a wholesaler's license?
It's a real estate license.
Like to be able to sell houses also?
But the question is, they're calling it a real estate license. Beginning 2025, Pennsylvania will require those engaging in residential real estate wholesaling to comply with new licensing requirements and grant additional protection to consumers. So they have to go through the process of getting a license. I'm just not sure.
It's licensing requirements, but it doesn't say it's a real estate license.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if they going to get a real estate license, because a real estate license has to be hung with a broker.
Right. I don't think it's a real estate license. I think it's a wholesaling license. That's what
No. But it's still you have to go through everything you have to go through as a real estate agent.
So
I'm just not sure.
Because nobody's going to take a 3-week class to do wholesaling.
So the point is they have to take a 3-week class to get home. That's right, 75 hours.
Right, but I don't know if it's. I just don't know if it's a real estate license that they need.
Whether it's a license or not.
It's a license.
They have to go through the same training as a real estate agent. So it's still 75 hours training. I'm not exactly sure what the license is going to look like. If it's going to be, now it's a wholesale license, or whether it's a real estate license that has to be hung with a broker. I'm not sure which.
I know, but when I took my real estate classes, I didn't really they didn't touch wholesaling.
No, I understand.
So what's the point of getting a real estate license if it's not even going to talk to you about wholesaling, which is what they want to do?
What they're trying to do now is they're trying to make it more difficult for people to just start a wholesaling business. That's all.
I know, I understand that, but I think the way I understood it, and maybe I totally understand it wrong, is that I understand that they had to get a license. I know that there was some legislation coming out about that, but I really didn't think it was a real estate license. I thought it was something that was going to be more specific to wholesaling.
So it's going to be the same exact whatever. I'm reading the article. They're not saying whether it's a real estate license or a wholesale license, but they're clearly saying that you have to go through the same exact process as you would if you were getting a real estate license.
They will have to change hats.
What?
They will have to change hats.
It just doesn't make sense
because if you are a real estate agent, right, a real estate license, you have more liabilities than if you are a wholesaler, and the buyer can come and say you didn't disclose this and that, while if you are a wholesaler, I'm selling you the papers. Here's the house. You are now the buyer of the house.
But the seller is the problem. The person who got the original contract is the wholesaler.
Yeah.
That person needs to be licensed as of January.
So what I'm saying is, if this person who now is doing wholesaling is also a real estate agent, right? I can come after him as a real estate agent and say
that is correct.
He didn't disclose this.
Go after your license, exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
And he didn't sell me the house as an agent. He sold me the house.
Didn't buy it.
No, he didn't sell
No,
me.
no. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he
But
didn't sell
you
me
didn't
the
sell
house as an
you actually-
agent.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, yeah. So now can the buyer go after the wholesaler and say, hey, you didn't disclose something you're supposed to? Who knows?
So that's what I think.
interesting.
I think
Yeah.
what they do here, they put more liability on the wholesaler. He has more responsibility right now.
Yeah, exactly. The whole point is the wholesaler needs to know the laws of real estate. Because most of the biggest problem is, and I've been saying this over and over again, is wholesalers were acting as unlicensed real estate agents because they were doing it wrong. They were going to buyers and saying, hey, Omri, what do you need? I'll find it for you. That's wrong. But if they happen to find a house that they were buying and they decided they didn't want to buy it and they sold it to Omri, that's wholesaling.
Yeah, I get
It's
that.
actually called novation, but it's a different issue.
But so I have another question. Do you need to do it on a regular basis?
What? Do what? On
If you do it on once or twice, you still being categorized as a wholesaler?
So I would bet you that would fall under this law,
Okay.
even if you did it only once.
Okay.
Real estate agents. Some real estate agents only sell
No,
one
he's
house a
talking
year.
about if you had one house under contract, you said, you know what, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to keep it, and then you decided not to.
Yeah,
and you didn't
something
close, you went
changed.
to in your wholesale. Now, somebody actually asked this question. I'm really here because Patty says, but if you don't do a double or transactional close, won't that negate the real estate requirement? Okay, so let me explain what that means.
I get it,
So
yeah.
if you actually, you bought a house the other day and you closed on it, it is now yours. You can do whatever you want with it.
This is not wholesaling anymore.
That's not wholesaling anymore. You can now sell it to anybody you want.
Correct.
Okay, that's not wholesaling. What wholesaling is, it's one single transaction, and because it's one single transaction, the wholesaler got a fee in the middle of that transaction. Now, what's really weird is that, Pennsylvania is losing the transfer tax in the middle one. If the guy has a wholesale license, they're losing the transfer tax.
Okay.
So it's going to become an interesting, an interesting law. I also see the real estate market changing, next year and year after year after year after. So there would be less wholesalers anyway. So it's going to be totally different.
We see more price cuts. We see the inventory coming up. We see those changes. Yes.
Oh, so by the way, we have Chris online. He's watching us on, I think it's YouTube, and he said he wanted to say thank you. He came to a Thursday night class. So if you guys want to come to a Thursday night class, go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and you can take a class and you can learn all of these techniques on how to make money. We do teach wholesaling. We do have a connection with a licensing company that could get you the license for it anyway, so that's okay with it. I just want to let you know it's going to happen, and it's not expensive. It's about $500 for the course and maybe $100 for the license to take the test. So it's no big deal to do it. So we teach this. We teach other things. What did we teach on Thursday?
Stock options, for example. You forgot about
what did
that?
we teach? What did we teach on Thursday?
What did we teach on Thursday?
We taught how to lend money to a real estate investor and be safe.
Yeah.
I purposely didn't say anything because I was wondering if Omri actually would remember, because he's always in the back of the room kind of on his phone, and some of the questions you ask he says all the time, but you don't seem to know.
No,
So
I do seem to know. I have different perspective on that, and that's why I was a bad student from the beginning. I have problem with
Paying attention.
No, with lending and borrowing money,
You have a problem with paying attention.
and that's me.
So hold on. I'm going to have you pay attention for a couple minutes.
Sure.
Because you're going to listen to 4 commercials from Investor Schooling right
4?
now. 4.
Okay.
Go, Glenn. This is Larry Steinhouse of Investor Schooling.
Clear.
Did you know we are having a full one-day event on August 17th? It's called the Money Hacks event. You want to come to this event and you will learn how to become your own bank, how to invest in real estate without any money. You will learn the stock market, and you will learn how to build credit for cash-flowing assets, and so much more. It's a full day packed with information. Use the code 1210, that's 1210, to get a 50% discount on the ticket. Go to 4mmw.com, that's 4mmw.com, and register today. Do you have a property that you no longer want? Maybe you inherited the property. Maybe you're underwater in the property. Or maybe you're just a tired landlord, tired of dealing with tenants. Listen, I could buy those properties, and I'll buy those properties
this commercial
fast.
during the show.
I can close in 2 weeks.
When?
I buy
In the
properties
future?
cash. My name is Larry Steinhouse. Give me a
Numbers-
call
number-
at 855-939-1137.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't play this one during the show. It doesn't make any sense. And if somebody calls, they could actually get
the
this-
call.
they're gonna
You
get
can
the
also
show.
visit easyoutrealestate.com.
All right,
This
I'll
is
make a
Larry
note for
Steinhouse
them
with
to pull
Investor
it.
Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Oh, Larry just
That's
has a bunch of them.
investorschooling.com.
Frank just has a bunch of them in here.
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor
One of the
Schooling.
ones
Are
he
you
has
ready
in
for
there.
retirement?
I'll
Have
you
you
get
after this everything one
you
is need? good. Well, at Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market.
we're coming
But you
back in
need
30.
to learn
Okay.
how to
One
do
more
it
time.
right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now for this Thursday's class at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. That's
Stand by for disclaimer
investorschooling.com.
and then music.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
Ooh, I like it. It's almost as good as Santana.
Yeah, no.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Larry Steinhouse Show live. Is that better? All right, welcome back to Larry Steinhouse Show. I am Larry Steinhouse. I'm here with my co-hosts, Dr. Deb Anderson, and of course the immigrant, Omri Morad,
The immigrant.
the annoying immigrant who doesn't let anybody else talk.
Don't, yeah.
And we are talking about wholesaling at the moment. We were talking about making money in real estate. We're talking about making money in the stock market. We talk about all kinds of things that you didn't know that you can do with money. And if you call in, by the way, nobody's called in. What's going on with that? Did I mess up the phone system again?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a hot day today, very sunny.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Everybody's in the pool.
That's right. People are. So I always forget. It's 1 o'clock. You know, of course, it's 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that a song?
What?
Isn't that a Billy Joel song?
You
It's
asked,
1 o'clock on a Saturday.
You asked the immigrant?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's 1 o'clock on a Saturday, and nobody, everybody's doing other things. It's a nice day out, and of course the old people that listen to the show are all sleeping. Of course, they're taking their nap now. So we pay a whole lot of money to buy this time because PHT considers us suckers.
You need
The
to,
Glenn's laughing.
you need to press.
I need to press what? Oh no!
Don't say-
I'm
exactly.
Not there yet.
Okay.
PHT considers us suckers and goes, ha! Everybody's sleeping anyway. Nobody's listening to your show anyway.
Oh my God! You describe us
I
as
did have one.
losers. No.
I did have one call, Larry. You know what they said?
What?
Where's the show that was on before?
Oh my God! No.
Really? Well, whoever was.
Yes, but they did say, but I like Larry.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh, good. That's fine.
That's
Well,
why they called to ask about the
whoever you
previous show.
were, call back so we can find out. Because Mark Cumberland's a friend of mine, and I could get him on the line if you want, and he could talk to you. Our show's live. Mark's show wasn't live.
Exactly. So if it's you, please call us at 855-939-1137.
And you get a free ticket to the Money Hacks event. 2 free tickets, actually.
Did you get any free tickets to the show before? No, I'm pretty sure not. We are giving you free tickets. Please call 855-939-1137.
There you go. Anything? You have anything to say about that, Deb?
For the people who called in last Saturday, since we've been away all week, I am a little bit behind. So I will get whatever that has to go out, whether it's the books or the Money Hacks or whatever it was, all squared away in the next couple days. So my apologies for that.
Sure.
So,
Wow, Dr. Deb is falling behind.
I know I've been falling behind because I went with you as the afterthought. So
Yeah, let's talk. You want to talk about the afterthought?
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God! I was pretty sure we are done with that. She came.
Yeah. So whatever. It was just kind of funny.
So, originally it was supposed to be me and Omri, and, I went up to Deb on Monday. I said, hey, do you want to go? She goes, no!
That's not how that whole thing worked.
Oh, it was exactly how it went.
No, it was like a month ago. You're like, hey, you want to go? I said, yeah, I think it'd be fun. And then he forgot. And then a week later, he asked me, he's like, hey, you want to go? I said, yeah, I think it would be fun. And he forgot again. And then they made their plans to go, which was fine, And then
Apparently, it's not fine because the hand came up.
and
When
then,
a woman say fine and the hand do that, normally it's
no,
not
it's whatever.
fine.
Well, it's fine and whatever. But anyway, so then I don't know if it was Monday night or Thursday night, we're cleaning up and you're like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, never mind. No, I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm done. And he's like, what's your issue? And I'm like, I'm not going to be your afterthought. Thanks so much. I'm fine. I don't need to go. So that's
Right.
kind of how the whole thing happened. Because
Yeah,
I was
and-
very frustrated. He's like, if you wanted to go, why don't you say? I'm like, I told you twice, but Larry has a memory of like an eel. Like he just doesn't remember anything at all.
Yeah, it was kind of sounding like this.
So Ukraine is a country
playing?
I'm playing our next possible president.
Wait, no, it's not.
No, that was her. I mean,
You
that's
didn't know
her.
that's Kamala Harris?
Yeah, that's her.
No.
You
No.
didn't know she said that?
Where she said that?
She said this about...
No,
when
I
she said it
understand
when you-
where. I said where she said that.
She said it live on TV.
It seems
To
like
kids,
she's
though?
talking.
Did she say to kids?
Exactly. It sounds like
So she's talking to two little kids, right?
she's
Yeah.
talking in an elementary
Right.
school
No,
or
no,
something
she's
like
live on
that.
TV.
Okay.
Live on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. I just wanted to bring it up, so I figured that was a good transition.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, look, I'm so upset because it was so much more fun when Biden was the candidate. Because it's
You
easy,
just said that.
It's easy to say how much of a loser Biden is, how brain dead he is, and and how he's a terrible president.
So that's the problem, because we had problem with Biden's opinion at some level. Okay, at some level we had a problem with his opinions too, but we focused on his age. Now the age problem is gone, but we have a problem, to me, with actually more dangerous opinions.
Oh, of course. So, well, of course, I'm like, I say this all the time. A vote for Harris. I used to say a vote for Biden, but a vote for Harris is a vote for the destruction of Israel.
So the prime minister was just here. I think he's still here, because he's flying only after.
And he met with Trump.
Shabbat, and he met in Trump
Which is great.
in Mar-a-Lago. But the situation was, he met with Harris before he met with Trump, and Harris told him, "I am not going to sit quietly looking at what's going on in Gaza." And what Trump said, and a day later he met with Trump, and Trump actually said that she was disrespectful, saying disrespectful, saying that, and in a different way he said to Netanyahu, "Don't worry, if she will get, she won't get elected, and don't worry about her." In a way, yeah.
So the biggest problem is, and I never understand this, but all the Jews in America are still voting for Harris.
No,
I hope not.
no.
But they are, because they they're more interested in trans rights and baby abortions than they're interested in their own country. So whatever.
So
I give up.
a report right now from Israel. There was a missile from Lebanon hit a soccer field in the middle of kids' game, and there are 10 killed, 10 murdered, and many of them are kids.
Oh, wow.
So the situation in Israel is unbearable. It's unbearable. I don't think anybody can understand that. I'm happy that they go there. I was happy that Biden went and looked and tried to feel it on his own. But nobody deserves to live like that. Yeah, it can't continue.
I'm just so at the point where it's just disgusting. All right, hold on. We actually have Chris and Ambler who wants to talk about BlackRock.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Hey, how are you doing, Larry? Great to avid listener here. I really enjoy you guys' program every Saturday afternoon. It's really great listening to you, and I really appreciate the.
It doesn't put you to sleep?
Guys, and especially about wholesale.
It doesn't put you to sleep?
No, you don't put me to sleep anything.
Okay.
No.
So
I love you guys. So
you love who?
I'm just very curious to know what your take on this is. Right now, BlackRock and large institutions, banking institutions, are apparently buying up single-family homes.
Yep.
And apparently this trend is going to continue. I think I read here they may own up to possibly 40% by the end of this decade. I'd like to know what your take is. That good or bad for the buyer? And I'm hoping to own a home one day. It just seems like, or any small business like yourself who's interested in renting, it just seems like here's where the big guys are taking over. And I just see that as a problem. And I'd like to know what your take is.
Okay, so there's a bunch of answers to this. The first answer is my always answer with stuff like this, which is I don't care. So if BlackRock wants to buy a whole bunch of properties, it doesn't matter to me, because I always tell people, live your own economy. Don't worry about anybody else's economy. Don't worry about if the Dow Jones is at 40,000 or 20,000. Don't worry about if BlackRock's buying up a whole bunch of properties. Worry about your own personal economy.
Maybe we should explain to the listeners about BlackRock for a second.
Fair enough. You want to talk about it?
Now you should talk about that.
Okay, since you interrupted me, I guess I have to.
Yes, you are obligated to.
I need to remember to mute Omri's microphone until I'm ready to listen to him talk.
Always.
Okay. So BlackRock is a big corporation that, guess what? Chris just said is buying up all single-family homes, a whole bunch of single-family homes. So do you need any more information than that?
No, people don't know what BlackRock is. I wasn't
So
sure.
BlackRock is just it's a big company. It's a
Privately
ETF.
owned company?
Well, no, I believe they are. I believe they are publicly traded.
Is BlackRock the company that there was some bet like $12 million against Trump's thing, or am I thinking of the same?
No, that was
or am I thinking of
what
different?
was that? That was last. We talked about that last. Oh, that was the one who bet against right. BlackRock and Soros bet against
It's the same company.
a week bore. A week before he was almost assassinated.
Yeah, so it's the same company we're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what I mean.
But anyway, but the idea. So just to get back to the topic though, is just don't even worry about it, Chris. How old are you?
I'm 52.
Okay, so did you say you want to own a house? Is that what you said?
Well, one day, not right now, but I just like to think of it down the road, or renting for that matter. I would prefer, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about big businesses owning homes, how much they're going to put into it, and that's my concern. Whereas someone who lives closer by may have more of a conscious or just an interest in the investments in the properties that they own, as opposed to some big conglomerate that's stationed somewhere in another state, or even another country for that matter. So that just, it's sort of a concern to me. But according to you, I guess I should not worry about it and just focus on my own economy, which sounds like sound advice. So thank you on that.
And that's the truth. The truth is you just want to focus on your own economy.
It's a great sentence.
What?
It's a great sentence.
Yeah.
We should put it on a bumper sticker.
Focus
on your own economy.
By Investor Schooling or by Larry Steinhouse?
By the Larry Steinhouse
show.
I love it.
You want me to read the phone number for you, Chris?
Why not?
Go ahead.
That's 855-939-1137.
Now, Chris, do you drink Bud Light and did you watch the Olympics?
I do neither. I don't drink, and I'm not really interested in the Olympics, I'm afraid to say.
Well, that's good because
I'm more interested in listening to you guys.
Because I would have asked you if you got excited by him reading the phone number if you did those two things.
I find it inspiring, and especially with the quote, your own economy.
Okay, good.
So, that's good for me. That makes my day.
So here's a question for you: do you want the tickets to the Money Hacks event?
I can, but I don't know what day is that on.
It's August 17th.
Saturday, August 17th.
I guess so. I think I'm not sure what I'm doing if I was going to be around, but it sounds like a nice engagement I'd like to take part in. Yes.
Well, you do know that if you come, you're going to learn a whole bunch of more little bits of information than just that one sentence.
Okay. Well, that sounds awesome.
All right. So Glenn will take your information down, and Debbie will talk to you on Monday and get you those tickets. All right.
Okay, thank you, Larry. I appreciate
awesome.
it.
You're welcome, Chris. All right, we got Nancy. I actually know Nancy. I've met with Nancy. She's a big fan of our show.
Okay.
What's up, Nancy?
Yes, I am. I'm kind of returning your phone call.
No, you're not. You can't return my phone call while we're on the air. I can't discuss business with you while we're on the air. That's just weird.
No. I just wanted to. I figured you can't answer my questions in one session, so I wanted to call in to get tickets for your
Money Hacks event. Okay, awesome. We definitely could do that. That'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to see you there. That'd be fun. And also, it was your daughter that we met also, right? Omri and I?
I met my daughter, and my grandson was also there.
Awesome. So so make sure make sure you tell Deb to give you tickets for everybody then.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. And then call me on Monday, and we'll talk the business we're talking about.
Please be there.
Okay. And I'll see what I can do to help.
All right, there's more than just BlackRock out there. I've been pounded, so I think we can exchange some information too.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, and also Nancy sent me a text message. I want to bring this up, right?
Yes.
So Nancy sends me a text message the other day about, I don't know if you guys have been listening to PHT for the last couple of weeks. There's some shyster advertising, real estate courses.
Yeah.
So and I don't really. It's funny. I'm calling him a shyster, but I don't really know if he's a nice guy and bad guy. It doesn't even matter to me. But here's what's important, right? The guy's flying into Philadelphia. He's going to come in for 2 days. He's going to take your money. He's going to fly somewhere else to take somebody else's money.
So it's a one-day course.
It's a one-day course.
But
So here's the thing. The difference between us and people like that is we have a brick-and-mortar location. If you think there's a problem, you could show up at our location. You could discuss it, right? With those guys, everything they do is if it's online or not
remote,
online
yeah,
or who
everything's
they are,
remote.
don't know who they are. So my suggestion is instead of going to their event, which happens to be the same day, which is interesting. It happens
Really?
to be, yeah. The only reason I know that is because I never heard of the guy. I know a lot of people in my industry, and some of them are real crooks, and some of them are really good guys, right? And usually when somebody new like this guy comes along, I want to find out who they are, so I go to their event. I just kind of hide in the background. I go to their event. I'm not rude or anything while I'm there, but I go to their event just to see who they are, see if they're teaching anything that makes any sense. And when I went to sign up, it turns out to be the same day as our event. So I would recommend our event over their event anytime. So don't get fooled by people who are going to fly in, take your money, and fly out. I also want to know how it's possible he's filling rooms now because it's so hard to fill rooms. It's totally different market, but that's fine. You'll probably never hear from that guy again because he probably did it one time, spent a whole lot of money, and realizing that it doesn't work, and he can't really sell courses because he's been doing it for 6 months. What?
You need to know, yeah. You need to know the whole story there. So we'll talk, okay?
Oh,
We'll talk
Nancy,
at your event.
you know this guy?
I went to his one-day seminar,
Right.
and he signed up people for a
Be
3-day
careful.
class, and that's the class that goes from August 16th to 18th in Philly.
Okay. All right, hold on. Okay, right.
And,
But hold on. Glenn's actually asking us to pull back because it's not fair
Appropriate, yeah.
because they're advertising on the station. Although
I'm sorry.
I don't really
But
care.
I didn't think it was fair what he was
I don't
doing.
really care, but
Yeah.
Glenn's asking us to pull back. So let's respect Glenn. Only because it's Glenn. If it was anybody else at the station, I wouldn't respect them. All right.
No, that was the truth.
You can talk about it. Just be careful with the specifics.
Okay, yeah, be careful with the specifics. I agree. And anyway, all right. So Nancy, we'll talk on Monday. But you like me better, right?
She dropped off.
Okay, great. All right, guys. So for you guys who are going to be listening to the next hour, or not the next hour, we're done with our first hour. If you want to go to investorschooling.com, you can sign up for a free class this Thursday. That's investorschooling.com. And we will see you on Thursday, and we'll get really excited. We're going to teach you all kinds of cool stuff. investorschooling.com. See you in an hour. Or next hour, whatever.
This program is paid for
See
by
you in an
Investor
hour?
Schooling. All opinions or statements
You're clear.
expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling
I'm
or
just
their guests and
confused.
do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
I didn't know if she was going to insult them or not, Glenn.
No, it's okay. I just hang on one second.
Yeah.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
I know.
You can still look great in that
So I
bathing
have
suit
it
this
here.
summer
Remember,
since it
I
only
sent
takes
this to
40
Yeah,
days.
I just wanted to be her to be
Contractually
careful. Like
guaranteed,
she started
20
getting
to
into
40 plus
specifics.
pounds
and
without
stuff.
Yeah,
any
yeah, I know
side
exactly
effects.
right,
That's
right.
nearly twice as fast
He's
as weight
just-
loss
he does,
injections and without any of
house
those
flipping
nasty
and
side
rentals.
effects.
Yeah.
Within a week of starting, you will notice pounds coming off, and you'll feel good too, since
Yeah, I
you are
wanted to
doing
go
it
to
the
that, but I can't
natural
'cause-
way,
'cause it's
quickly
the same
and
day of our event.
safely. You can still get slimmer this summer and without
So
any
I
shots.
just
Call
realized this, Larry.
855-NJ
I probably should have stressed it last week. It might be a good idea in your second hour here to
Filo's got
emphasize
a
to
world of
people that
entertainment for
you're
you to explore
on
with just one subscription.
2 hours
Sign
now,
up today and start
that they can
watching
join
all
you
the
an hour
networks
earlier.
you love,
Because like people
like
tuning in
A&E,
at 2
MTV,
aren't
Discovery,
might not
VH1,
necessarily realize.
TLC, Lifetime, Hallmark
Okay.
Channel, and so
I'm
much
so
more.
confused.
Featuring current seasons of all
Well,
the
let them
best
know you're
stuff.
starting an hour
True
earlier every
reality
week.
and family-friendly
Right.
shows you can't afford
Got
to
it. Now I
miss.
understand.
And with up to 3 streams at once, you'll never have to fight about what to watch. Get started today and unlock our library of over 75,000 movies
So
and
there's
shows,
I guess
and save
maybe
all
this
your
is another
favorites
guy,
with the
'cause-
unlimited
What?
DVR.
I guess
So
this
you
is
can
another one,
rewatch
'cause
them
the
anytime,
meeting is
anywhere,
today.
for up to a year.
July 27th,
Philo
today.
now includes access to
why I
AMC
sent- I
Plus.
sent
You
it
can
to you.
discover
I know.
your next
I
obsession
know, I
from its
went to click to
collection
take
of
the
hit
course.
originals like Mad Men,
What's that?
The Walking
I went
Dead,
to take
Killing
it,
Eve,
and I
Orphan
couldn't.
Black, and tons of blockbuster movies. There are no contracts, no commitments, and no hassles. For just $28 a month, Philo's a better way to watch
and
TV.
by
So
the way,
what
the
are you
Chris
waiting
guy,
for? Visit
he
philo.tv and
said
sign
he
up
couldn't
today to
attend the
start your
event,
7-day free
but
trial.
I
That's
directed him to check out the website
philo.tv.
and let him know that you have the classes on
Okay.
Thursdays and stuff.
Cool.
Summer is here, which means pool days,
I got
beach
your back.
trips, and yeah, you guessed it, traffic jams. Oh yeah, and heat waves.
All right,
Don't let summer
20
catch
seconds
you by
to open.
surprise. Get the local news you need, no matter what you're up to, with the free Odyssey app, and never miss a beat with alerts on breaking stories sent directly to your phone. Listen today on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDAZEE see why.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right, everybody, good afternoon and welcome back to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I want to let you know that we are in a second hour. We're broadcasting live from the Investor Schooling headquarters in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am Larry Steinhouse. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to make financial education fun and accessible to everyone, including you. Hey, on this show, we discuss several ways of making more money. We concentrate on real estate investing, stock options trading, the stock market, and how to maximize your retirement fund. Hey, you can call us anytime during the show at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I have a finger, so that's 855-939-1137.
And you can call with your questions about money, finances, or anything on your mind, even politics. If you want to make fun of Kamala Harris like we did in the first hour, you can do that as well. We're also live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Please leave us a comment and say hi so we know you're watching. I'm also here with my co-host, my awesome co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and my other co-host, Omri Morad, also known as The Immigrant.
Not awesome.
And, of course, we have our sweet. There you go. Producer Glenn Page is also on the line. He's ready to take your calls. He'll put you on the air to discuss finances, real estate, the stock market, and even politics. So give us a call at
855-939-1137.
And, of course, the Larry Steinhouse Show is brought to you by Investor Schooling. At Investor Schooling, we teach you things about money that I'll bet you never even knew. We focus on practical learning, and we even equip you with real-world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax-saving tips, and the secrets to financial freedom. Our headquarters are right here in Bucks County, but our online courses teach eager investors all over the country, and you can RSVP for a free class on Thursday night by going to investorschooling.com. All right.
So
this is our second hour.
Yeah, I just want to say.
Omri won't even let me finish my sentence before he starts talking. Go ahead.
No, I want to say before the break, before we went to commercial, we are here for almost 10 years now.
We are where for 10 years?
We are here for almost
Investor
10
Schooling.
years.
Yeah.
I think 2015.
So actually, it's not 10 years. It's actually our 7th year in business. But I've been teaching this for, I'm going to say 20 years.
Okay.
Right. But Investor Schooling, as it stands, as Investor Schooling with a brick and mortar location, we're in our 7th year.
Okay. Again, I know you for more than that, so I believed it's more.
Right.
But maybe the way we do it right now, which we improved many during the last few years, is different. But
it's incredible.
You, with your over 40 years of experience, is doing it for much more.
Right. I've been doing this for 42 years. I've been teaching real estate and investing in real estate for 42 years. The interesting part is most of these newbies who come in, like the guy advertising on the station.
Calm down.
He's probably not even 30. Yeah. Right? And if he is, maybe he's 40. But I've been doing it for 42 years. So believe me, when I tell you my experience is greater than his, it's beyond greater than his. There's some guy who's like an ancient guy. I think he's in his 80s now. He's well respected. Actually, a really nice guy. I'd met him, one of those people that I like. And if he was advertising, I'd be only saying good things about him. It's not the guy who is advertising, though. But that guy, I've been doing it longer than that guy. He just started later than me. He's been doing it for about 38 years. I've been doing it for 42 years. And, I just happened to start earlier than him. That's why I'm not 80. That's why he's 80. But, very bright guy. I like him. Nice guy. But he doesn't live around here. We live around here. Our office is around here. He doesn't have a brick and mortar location either. So I'm telling you, you want to go to a place that will be here, will be in business, and also you'll be able to find them after you pay them for your education.
That you can come to them with questions or with deals to discuss, which is one of the things we are doing every Monday here, every Monday night.
And most of the people who go to classes like this never get to speak to the guy who is the guy who founded the company, like me.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like Nancy, I just told you, Nancy and I have met. I actually went to her house because she had some interesting things going on that I wanted to help her with.
Yeah.
I actually went to her house. So by the way, I'm not going to go to your house if you call me and say come to my house.
I'm
just not going to do that. It just so happened that in this case it was appropriate.
The way you said
right?
it was.
I know it was appropriate.
Okay.
But it's not. But it's just an unusual thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and Omri was with me to protect me.
Oh, because that's better. Two men going.
Right. But she had her daughter with her, so it was all.
It's always the woman's mind. It's never ours.
What?
It's always the woman's mind. It's
always
never
our
it's
mind.
never the guy's
You do
mind.
know the story about the underwear in the oven was that her house?
Yeah, I remember the house and I remember the underwear in the oven. But let's again, you're not making it better. Okay.
I don't know anything about the underwear in the oven.
You
but
shouldn't
Larry's
know.
laughing so hard he's like bright red.
Oh, I want to hear this.
No, you don't.
Nancy, you got to call back and tell the underwear in the oven story. That
Only if you want to.
Because I don't want to talk about it because if you don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. But you need to call and tell us the story about the underwear in the oven because I just don't think I don't think it's right for us to bring it up.
It was hysterical. Yeah.
Right. So Nancy, feel free to call back. I know you're listening. I appreciate you as always. All right. When she calls back, put her right through.
Okay. Can we?
I don't know, but Larry is bright red. That's what's hysterical.
Yeah, no, I was there. I know exactly why.
My reaction to it is probably funnier than the real story, but it's funny that we're talking about it is what it really comes down to.
All right.
So I want to talk about being a landlord again. Can I bring a subject
Bring
up?
it up. Let's do it.
So I want to talk to you about pets.
About what?
Pets.
Oh, pets. Okay.
So normally I don't allow pets.
Right.
It depends what kind of pet, but first of all, I want to discuss about what's called an emotional support animal.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
And what's the proper proof that a tenant need to show in order for you to accept an animal
Right.
support
Emotional
support animal. I'm sorry. Yes.
All right. So typically, what's going to happen is you're going to get somebody who will say, "Hey, I have a dog that's a emotional support dog.
It's a pit bull, and the emotional
whatever.
I get it.
And they're going to give you a letter. Right?
Yes, correct.
And look, who wrote this letter? That's the first thing I want to look at. I want to look who wrote this letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend, she has to have her dog with her, so it must be an emotional support animal. That's probably not legit. Then you get letters. I saw the letter that you had.
Yeah.
That you had from this latest tenant.
Mm-hmm.
I was very skeptical about that letter. I don't know if you could call it up, if you could read it, call it up and actually read the words in the letter. The way it was worded, I was very skeptical.
I would rather not to, but the point is, I mean, the point is, are we obligated as landlords to allow like emotional support animals?
If it's legit, absolutely, and no fee. You can't charge extra for it. Now, I also have no problem with that. So, like, if somebody comes to me and they have an emotional, whether it's emotional support or some other support animal, I'm actually like I'm already like feeling sorry for the person who has to have an emotional support animal.
Of course,
because if they have to live their life like that, that's fine. Right now, I know someone who I don't even know if he has a letter or if he really. I know this animal is an emotional support animal. I can just tell. I know the person, and I could tell the way he handles the animal that it's obviously an emotional support animal. But the question is whether I would take, like, if I didn't know him, whether I would take him as a tenant or not, and give them the animal for free, or let the animal stay there for free. I don't know if I would, because I don't know if he has paperwork, and more importantly, I look for paperwork. Not only the doctor, the therapist, who writes whatever they want to write. If you pay them enough. The therapist writes a letter, says, yeah, Omri needs an emotional support animal. I say, great. Could I have the paperwork that says that the animal was trained? If I don't have paperwork that says the animal was trained, to me, it's not an emotional support animal.
Are emotional support animals trained, though?
Yes.
Are they?
They're all any animal that is being called an emotional support animal or any animal that's used for someone who's disabled has to be trained.
But it's not disabled. I mean,
I understand.
I'm curious.
So it's a fringe area. Here's what happens when I asked.
Yeah.
It happens every once in a while. I get somebody, hey, I have a dog. I go, great, it's $45 extra for a dog. Oh, no, it's an emotional support animal. Great. I said, do you have the paperwork? And they go, yes, my doctor wrote me a letter. I said, great. Do you have the paperwork that the dog was trained? And they go, yeah, I'll get it for you. And guess what? I never hear from the tenant again.
Yeah, I get it.
So because of that, I don't bother. They basically self-eliminate. You know what I mean? And look, here's the deal, right? If somebody like really insisted, or if I met them and I really thought, what's the difference? It's only $45 a month. I certainly would give it up. But
per
but
pet.
I just don't like people. See, then you got the veteran who has PTSD and really needs an animal, and it's clearly labeled on the dog.
I know.
It's emotional support, right? And then people are now going, I bought a dog and I don't want to leave my dog alone, so I'm going to ask my therapist to write a letter that says emotional support animal. So you're hurting the guy who really needs it.
I agree.
By doing this, and that's what bothers me. So when somebody does that and they're cheating the system, I'm going to make them go through hoops to cheat the system.
That's the physicians to blame, I believe, that they wrote those letters so easily.
Exactly. Well, it's not the physician. It's some schlock therapist.
Okay.
The therapist that says boys can be girls and girls can be boys.
Yeah, let's not go there. I'm just saying, how can it be that a person can? Okay, I will refer that differently. Who say that what this animal can provide to you, a human being, is what you need? You understand?
Well, whatever. I mean,
I don't think I understand what you're trying to say. What is it you're trying to say?
So he's basically saying,
sometimes
does the animal make the person happier, sadder? I mean, look, when I get around my dog always makes me happy until I go to sleep and he takes my side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that the actual emotional. I mean, I've seen some of the PTSD dogs. They go up when their owner is really having trouble, and they snuggle and they help them get through whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you got people with epilepsy.
Yeah,
dog. I mean, that's real.
That's real,
right?
Yeah,
where the dog knows what to do. Maybe it signals someone or protects the person. I mean, fine, that's all real.
Yeah.
You have somebody who's blind and needs a seeing eye dog. That's obvious.
Yeah.
So is it too much to ask for a letter that describe what's the problem? And
you can't. You
can't.
can ask. They don't have to give it to you. Okay.
Yeah, but
they don't
is there
have
a
to give
difference
it to
between
you.
a service animal? There's a difference between a service animal and an emotional support.
Yeah.
animal.
So the thing is, emotional support animal falls under the service animal category. And that's the problem.
Yes, exactly.
And so remember, a veteran with PTSD, that's emotional support. That's not service. It's service because they're all the same, but it's now called an emotional support animal. So that's where it becomes a little weird.
Okay, because you said a seeing eye dog, that's clearly a service animal.
Right, clearly,
It's clearly a service animal.
Right.
Or like one of the ones who for the epilepsy or whatever, they're clearly service animals.
And those I have, I mean, without even a doubt. But they're also you're going to see two things. You're going to see that the animal's trained, and you're also going to see that the person has paperwork.
Okay.
Right? And, just the letter that you got, I mean, I read that letter and I didn't believe it. I didn't right away. I said, "There's no way this is real."
So I would ask you, because you said that if it's an animal support, if it's an emotional support animal, you are not charging any fees.
You can't.
Okay. What about security deposit?
I'm assuming you can't charge anything extra for that either.
Okay. If it's not an emotional support animal, what do you do with security deposit?
Okay, so now we're talking about regular pet fees.
I'm trying to cover everything regarding pets.
Okay, so let's talk about regular pet fees. So, I mean, you probably should have went backwards, but it's okay. So, regular pet fees, I typically charge $45 per animal.
A month.
Right, extra per month. And I don't want 3 animals.
Yeah.
I'll take a dog and a cat, 2 dogs, 2 cats. I have taken 2 dogs and 1 cat, reluctantly, but I'll do it. But I don't want 3 dogs.
Okay.
Look, typically the apartment that we're renting is what, 1,200 to 1,700 square feet?
Yeah.
3 dogs and 2 humans don't belong cohabitating in a 1,700 square foot apartment. Whether they want to or not is up to them. I just don't want them in my house because I already know what that house is going to look like with 3 animals in there and what it's going to smell like when I get that apartment back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that they're cleaning those 3 dogs on a regular basis, and there's no way that dog hair is all over the place, etc.
I'm sure I think the same thing about the 2 dog.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So something, and then what I do also, a lot of the condos.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of condos.
Association.
The associations only allow 1 animal anyway. So there's my excuse. So they go, hey, do you allow pets? I go, how many do you have? I have 2. Oh, I'm sorry. The association only allows 1. And they're like, okay. And they're gone. They're off and running.
And we go back to the emotional support. If it's an emotional support,
not counted.
it doesn't count.
Right. So if they have an emotional support and they have another dog, the association can't fight that. Makes me totally skeptical, but I can only charge them for one.
Okay.
Now, if somebody comes to me and they have two dogs, it's $45 each dog. I probably will give them a discount, like maybe make it $60 or $70 for the two, because I'm just trying to not. I mean, it's kind of interesting because as a landlord, I make extra money if they have pets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I like pets, but I don't like pets if they're going to do damage to the house.
Yeah.
So I have people moving in on Sunday. They got two dogs, and that's fine. So they would charge a little bit extra, and they're going to be moving in on Sunday.
And how much do you charge in extra security, and if it's refundable?
So I charge a $300 upfront fee as well.
Per pet.
You can do anything you want. I just happen to charge $300. So I'm trying to. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to mitigate my loss and at the same time discourage the pet.
Yeah,
I'll take the pet with some fees and some extra money. So it's kind of like a balance.
Okay.
I've seen dogs do a lot of damage. Now, what's funny?
I know.
Cats do more damage than dogs do if the cat isn't trained properly.
I know.
Yeah, because
so cats that miss or cats that miss the litter box will pee on the carpet, and the carpet will stink forever.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at a house last night. I was looking at a house in Ruskin, Florida last night.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the pictures of the house, and all the carpets are removed. It happened to be a corporate-owned house. It's probably a foreclosure.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the pictures. I'm talking to a real estate agent on the phone, and all the carpets are removed. And I said, "Why are all the carpets removed?" She looks up in the agent's remarks. There were cats in the house, and all the cats were peed on. All the rugs were peed on, and the whole house. And they were trying to get the smell of the cats out. And we have a student who says,
if it smells like pee, it's probably
like cat pee.
If it smells like cat pee, it's probably for me.
Right, exactly. So that's an interesting thing. He tells real estate agents if they ever come across a house that smells like cat pee, he'll buy it. They should call him immediately because he likes those because he gets discounts on them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use that same leverage on this house that I saw in Ruskin, which we'll talk about.
Okay.
There's one little problem with this house. It's actually a really good price, but the foundation is cracking. And she said...
it's a small problem.
Well, and she said, this is the real estate agent, she goes, in that area, there's a lot of sinkholes.
Oh, wow.
So the house could fall in.
So you can come one day and
I'm not sure if there's insurance that covers that, but she's doing some research for it because I was about to put an immediate offer on this house because I thought it was worth at least $100,000 more than it was listed for.
So the second floor can be in basement every minute.
No, just remember this is on a slab because it's in Florida.
That's why I said
most houses have no basements.
The second floor can be a basement at any given minute.
Right, exactly. Right. So it could be interesting. All right. So that's my story on pets. That's what I do with pets.
Okay, so you said
extra.
$300 extra
Upfront.
security,
Upfront.
and that's not refundable.
Not refundable.
Okay.
And then $45 a month.
So I've been running into a problem lately, and I think we talked about this a little while ago, but I have this one property that I'm trying to rent out, and I have noticed an uptick in people being interested in properties to come out and look, and then I make the time for them to come out, and then they don't show up.
How many do you book at the same time?
So we know what property this is, and I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy to do it that way, and I have a tenant there who will show it. Right. But and I hook them up and then they do it, and then a couple people who were actually really interested, and then they ended up not showing. So I was wondering, and I had a thought about, and I did it actually at a place in Philly, one of my places in Philly. When I did do it, everybody has to show up at this time,
right.
5 people or whatever, and I would charge them $25, and then I'd give it back to them the minute they walk in the door.
They would hang up on you. They would hang up on you immediately. So here's what you should do.
I'm not sure. You ask them $25.
Yeah, because they
show them the place.
Yeah, but I just because what happens is that I make the arrangements for them to come, and then they never show up, and then it's and
to show obligation. I understand.
Yeah, and it's starting to really become a problem.
Let's talk about the conversation you have with them on the phone. All right, let's role play. You ready?
No, I do what you say. The only thing that I'm not doing is showing it all at once for this one place.
That's it. I will be showing the place Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Can you make it? No? Okay, listen. If it's still available, call me on Monday, and I'll make another time for you. That's it. Done. Boop, gone. Right? I'm showing the place Sunday at 10 o'clock. Great. The first person who shows up and gives me 1 month rent, I will hold it for them. So my suggestion is bring a checkbook with you and be prepared to write me a check for 1 month rent. I'll hold it for you. Then I'll run your credit. By the way, where will I find your credit? And if, blah, 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 let's have that conversation. But I want to explain to you what I'm doing here, right? Then the next person calls. And they say, hey, can I see the place? Yes. I'm showing it at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. First person to give me a 1 month check gets to hold it. Next person, I'm showing the place. Can you show it tonight? No. Can you show it tomorrow? No. Can you show it 3 weeks from now? No. Can you show it Sunday at 11 o'clock? No. I'm showing it at 10 o'clock. There is one time to see it. That's it. If you need a place and you want to rent a place that badly, you'll be there. You'll figure out a way to get there at Sunday at 10 o'clock. Can I be there at Sunday at 10:30? If I'm still there. Right? 11 o'clock, no. 10:30, I might still be there. I said, that's fine. And then I tell each one of them, listen, I'm going there just to see you. Please call me if you don't show up. Now, I don't take their number. I don't even care. I don't care. I assume if Sally, Joe, Steve, and Debbie all were going to show up, the second I hang up the phone with them, I've already forgotten their names, don't have their numbers, don't care. Okay, I go there on Sunday at 10 o'clock. I'm expecting 5 people. How many people do you think actually show?
2.
2. So I know I'll probably have 2 people show up. I don't know who they were. I don't know what their names are. I don't even know the conversations I've had with them because I don't care. Then they show up, and what do? They go, I love the place. I want it. Great. Did you bring a checkbook with you? No. And then they say, can I have an application? I say,
no.
No. What do you need an application for? You didn't give me the money to hold it. I'm like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, if you want the place, you got to give me a deposit. And then they're like, well, can I come back with it? When? This afternoon? No. I won't be here. Go get it now. So to me, I make it simple because it's one time. I'm showing it one time. Everybody sees it the one time, and then I rent it to the one person who listens. First of all, if they follow instructions, like bring your checkbook, and they bring the checkbook and they write me a check, I know that that's a pretty good chance that that's going to be a great tenant because they followed instructions before I even made them a tenant.
Correct.
Right? If you have people, 1 o'clock on Tuesday and 7 o'clock on Wednesday and 4, you're going to be running around like crazy.
I know, but the thing is that they're not even showing up even when I schedule
so
it. So
I will give you a tip, and that's what I'm doing, okay?
So Debbie was talking, so let her finish her thought.
Well, that's my point. It's like I've always done what you said, and that's usually fine.
Right.
But for this one place, I'm just struggling a little bit.
Right. Well, because it's far, and you don't want to drive there, and it's a pain. So my suggestion is, by the way, absolutely list this as a real estate agent. Oh, you can't because you're not in the area, but hire a real estate agent to list it for you.
So I'm in the process of doing that, and actually the paperwork is completely wrong. So they listed it under my name, and I don't own the property, and there's a couple other things. The dates are wrong, like everything's wrong.
But the whole idea is, listen, especially if you're going to be far away, you have to have a real estate agent showing the property. Now, I'm going to tell you a mistake that you're going to make, and I'm going to try to keep you from making that mistake. Okay?
Yeah.
The real estate agent's going to find you somebody. And their credit score is whatever, 650, 670. The real estate agent's going to make, fantastic, they're great, Deb, and blah, 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 blah. And they got their first month and their last month and their 1 month security. And what are you going to do?
I want to meet them.
Oh, good. You're not going to make the mistake then. Absolutely meet them. That's one of the things you must do. Even if you hire a real estate agent to list your project.
Or a management company,
I told
gotta
them,
meet them.
Always.
I told them when I spoke to them, and I put it in the email that it's a requirement that I meet these people.
Right, but you don't have to say that. Once they bring you the person, you say, okay, great, when can I meet them? You don't have to put it, see, you're putting too much resistance between you and your tenant by even telling the real estate agent, I have to meet them. That real estate's going, for $1,000, I'm going to have to put up with this crazy woman who wants to control me? Don't do it like that. No, now the real estate agent finds you the perfect candidate. So far, everything looks great, right? They go, okay, great, I love them. Are they available tomorrow at 3 o'clock for me to meet them, shake their hand, and just go over a few things, and I'll probably take them. It's a lot different than saying, in your email, you're saying, hey, by the way, I won't take any tenants unless I meet them. Now, The real estate agent is like, I don't know, when she going to meet him? She going to meet him before the application, after the application, before I like them, just forget it. Take that out. Don't tell a real estate agent that. Just when they find the perfect tenant, they say, okay, great, everything's great. I just want to meet them. When can we arrange that? You got it?
All right.
Too much in the way. All right, so we talked to a whole bunch of
I know.
tenants.
I just want to add something. I also do a showing, and I also post it in the ad, and I'm saying I will be on Saturday, the 22nd, something like that. One second. And I put in the ad, in order to confirm arrival, you need to text me your full name and the hour you wish to come. And I do that even with people that call. People call me and said, I want to be there and this and that time. If it works for me, if the contractor is there, if I'm there, I said, no problem. In order to confirm arrival, please text me your full name and the hour you wish to come. And that way, I have a list of people on my phone that I see their name and what time they will be there. And it's more organized to me. And I'm not waiting for somebody.
Do you have them all come the same exact time?
In an hour difference. I'm doing like a showing between 10 and 11. Okay. Tell me exactly when they will be there.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be there till 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I want to be there from 10 to 10:15. Nobody shows up when I'm gathered there.
Okay.
That's one. Between 10 and 10:15, somebody gave me a check. I'm out of there.
Okay.
Because I don't want to stay there that long. But that's okay. My way is different, and my way I've been doing it for 42 years. And the reason I've been doing it that way is because it eliminates the problems.
Yeah.
I can't. Nothing gets done until they give me a check. I don't care. They're not a tenant. They're not even considered as a tenant. And I don't need to remember anybody's name. I don't need to think about anybody. I don't really care. They come to me on, like I said, Sunday at 10 o'clock. They see the place, and they call me on Monday, and they say, hey, I'm really interested in the place that I saw. I go, who are you? I'm Marie. Oh, okay, great. So if it's still available, okay, great. Can you send me right now? Can you send me a check for $2,000, which is the first month rent? Can you send me Zelle or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm still okay. Well, what do you need to know? Blah 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 blah. Can I see it again? No. I'll let you know when I'm showing it again.
Okay.
I'm just.
And do you actually contact them and said I'm showing it again?
Well,
if it didn't
maybe
work,
by then I've already said, okay, fine. Maybe by then I set up a time and say, okay,
yeah.
I'll set it next Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Show up, bring your check. If you're the first person to bring the check, great.
The phone call to me say a lot, and the phone call to me say to me for a lot of time if I want to wait for this tenant. If, like you said, they follow instruction in the phone call, they tell their story. What do they do? How many people? Where are they moving from? How much time? Right. It's extremely relevant for me. How much time they live in their last.
I heard you on the phone.
Yeah.
With potential tenants.
Okay.
45 minutes later, you're still asking them questions like, "Hey, where was your kid born?"
Okay.
I mean, who cares? My conversation goes the same way every time. When are you moving in? I'm not, if they say, well, I'm not looking to move until September. Or, okay, September might not be right now. I'm not looking to move until November. Great. If call me back in November if it's still available. I'm done. There's no further conversation. I'm done.
Agreed.
Right. I'm thinking about moving in 2 weeks. Great. Why? What's going on? Blah blah blah. They quickly tell me. Great. Okay. Great. I need first month, last month, and 1 month security. So if it's $2,000, I need $6,000 to move in. Is that okay? And some say no. Some say yes. If they say yes, I say, okay, great. I said, then I will say, then I'll say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'll be showing it Sunday at 10 o'clock. My suggestion is bring your checkbook, because the first person to give me 1 month rent check, I take it off the market and hold it for them. So if you really want the place, bring your checkbook and prepare yourself to write me a check for $2,000.
Yeah.
At that point, I run your credit. By the way, what am I going to find in your credit? And they're going to tell me. Well, my credit's great, my credit's terrible, whatever story it is, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. All right? So great, I will see you at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Don't forget to bring your checkbook.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't even remember their name. I'm done. Sunday at 10 o'clock, whoever shows up. I now it's funny. I have them walk in, and they go, hi, how are you? And they say whatever their name is. I don't even know. I forgot. I shake their hand. I said, go walk around. See what you think. And if they have a kid, I always say the same thing to the kid.
Go choose your room.
I say, go pick your room.
Yeah.
because it's just fun to say it, right? I say, go pick your room. They always smile because the parents like the fact that you're interacting with their kid, or it's just nice. I'm being nice. They go around the whole thing. They come back down. They go, okay. I go, what do you think? They go, I want it. I say, great. Write me a check for $2,000. Oh, I didn't bring my checkbook. I said, oh, that's a shame because there's 5 more people coming, and if one of them gives me a check for $2,000, it's theirs. But can I have an application? No. Let me know if you want it. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, I know.
And then sure enough, somebody else walks in. And I go through the same thing with them. And the people who are serious and follow instructions write me the check. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll talk about this some more on the other side. This is Larry Steinhouse of Investor Schooling. Did you know we are having a full one-day event on August 17th? It's called the Money Hacks event. You want to come to this event and you will learn how to become your own bank, how to invest in real estate without any money. You will learn the stock market, and you will learn how to build credit for cash-flowing assets, and so much more. It's a full day packed with information. Use the code 1210, that's 1210, to get a 50% discount on the ticket. Go to 4mmw.com, that's 4mmw.com, and register today. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. Larry, that's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com
you were saying, like,
and
worry about your
right
own
now,
economy.
Class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
I understand
that's
what you're kind of getting at, but isn't the concern that, like,
this is Larry Steinhouse with
not that there's anything you can do about it necessarily, but isn't the concern that BlackRock is inflating the market value of houses?
Yeah, they're also going to deflate the market value as well. Learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach.
I know that.
Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement.
I mean, is there some concern that might come off as a big glib?
It doesn't affect you and me. Go to investorschooling.com. It's going to affect your shareholders. Investorschooling.com.
Well, it affects you if you're trying to buy a house and you can't afford it.
No, it's not BlackRock that's making that problem. What's making that problem is
coming. Are you prepared for it?
Interest rates. At
investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for a recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate.
Yeah, sure.
Strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right. You can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now. RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the or the. Is it the or the?
Well, either way is correct.
Okay, it's the Larry Steinhouse Show, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and also here with Omri Morad.
I love how you look at me when you say, my co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and you don't even look at Omri when you're saying that.
And I'm here with Omri Morad, too. And, of course, the sweet Glenn Page, who will take your call and also give you free tickets to the Money Hacks event. If you call in, you get free tickets to the Money Hacks event. Why aren't you calling? Why isn't anybody calling? Because it's a nice day out?
Because you haven't said the phone number, actually, in a while.
We haven't said the phone number in a while. What's the phone number?
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Something going on with your hand?
You have to keep going.
Keep going. Okay. That's 855-939-1137. I heard Glenn, and yet I will say it again. That's 855-939-1137.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
Why are you laughing?
Tell us about that.
Why are you laughing and saying the phone number?
I can't say everything. I can't say everything I'm thinking all the time.
Is that a nervous? What do you get the volume turned up in the control room?
You just kept when you told him to keep going. The thought in my head was you're almost there. When you told Omri to keep going.
What's going on today?
And I thought Omri had a dirty mind.
Well, you asked.
I wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't even sure where he was going. So interesting how I didn't even go.
I know it. I can't believe you. I mean, but I can't believe that you didn't understand what Glenn. Because you know why? Because we're not used to Glenn, the sweet Glenn Page.
Yeah, I guess
acting that way.
Yeah, I guess when Glenn's talking, like I don't. That's not where my mind
right.
goes
You don't
at all.
expect Glenn. You don't expect the Glenn going to the sexual deviant mind.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I don't expect that at all. Like that's why I'm like, what does he mean? I don't get it. So.
And yet, that's 855-939-1137.
You're a whole new person,
And you can get free tickets to the Money Hacks event, and you can call and have a conversation. Let's have some fun, right? Let's talk about
That's why we're
anything and
here.
everything that you want to know about money, landlording, whatever it is that you want to know.
Yeah.
We're here to talk to you about it. So if you're a landlord, give us a call. If you're having trouble with a tenant, give us a call. If you don't know what to quite do to how to buy houses, give us a call. We'll teach you that too.
If you're afraid from the stock market, give us a call.
Yeah, sure. All right. So I put a post up the other day on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, if you're following the stock market, you can see a recession beginning. All right. Now, there was a whole bunch of comments, of course, for some reason, people thought it was a political comment, and it really wasn't a political comment. It's just certain things that I'm seeing in the stock market right now are making me see that a recession is coming.
Yeah.
All right. So AAL, one of the stocks that I invest in, American Airlines, had a United Airlines and the other airlines also all came out with reports saying that their future sales look like they're down.
Yeah.
So this means that what's happening is people aren't flying as much. They're the pent up demand of the scamdemic. It's over. All the people who didn't fly for 2 years, like they're done flying. Now things are getting back to normal, but they're starting to see that they're not booking as much as they used to book. Spirit Airlines the stock is tanking, possibly going to go. By the way, I think Spirit SAVE is the symbol SAVE. I think it's a great play, but it's risky.
Yeah.
So it's like a 285 or something like that right now. And if you buy the stock and buy a whole bunch of it and sit on it and hold on to it, and Spirit Airlines, one or two things are going to happen. Spirit Airlines is going to come back. Well, one of three things is going to happen. One is that they can go bankrupt, and that's the end. You lost your money.
Or they will be bought.
Or they'll be bought, which is be good, or they'll recover. And if they're bought, then the other person might offer $5 or $6 a share. You'll double your money. That'll be great. Maybe they'll offer more.
What's their PE right now? I know the stock is very
they're
low.
always losing money.
It's still losing money.
Yeah, everybody's losing money.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not that bad. So they're only losing a little bit of money. But if they keep going, they eventually lose all their money, and that's what's happening to me in my ice cream store right now. That every month I lose money in an ice cream store, and and every month I have to add more money to it.
It's August. It's August. What do we miss?
What?
It's August right
I
now.
know.
How can it be? What's going on?
The way it is, I don't know. It's just not making as much money as I thought it would.
No, I'm saying you talked about
get back to the stock market. I just happened to say that, and just diverting me from where I am.
I'm saying you talked about recession, and I agree. I also feel recession. I think we're not only seeing it in the stock market, we also see it in the real estate market. And now you mentioned the ice cream store. You think it's going to be that bad that people won't even be in a position that they will go and buy ice cream? You think I
think the ice cream store has other problems.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
And we'll get through them. It's just it's only 1 year, so it is what it is. But let's just go back to so AAL. So people,
sure.
And also housing market is starting to crack a little bit. Actually, it's starting to crack a lot now, where it's swinging over to a buyer's market.
Yeah.
All the articles are saying the same. Interest rates are actually starting to come down. Refinances are not that frequent anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole bunch of different things that are signaling me that a recession is coming. Now, we did have an actual recession. I don't know, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we had an actual recession, but it didn't affect people because people had all this credit. Oh, that's another thing. Is credit card debt is insane now. People have enormous credit card debt. People can't pay their bills, and they're living the same lifestyle that they were living 3 years ago on credit, and that's a problem too. And so these are all the signs that the recession is coming. Now, I mean, when I say recession, I mean a real recession where people actually feel it, and they're like, "This is terrible. I can't pay my bills. I got to move with my parents." That's how bad it is. That's like it was in 2008, 9, 10, that kind of thing.
Oh, my God.
That's what's coming. That's what's coming, and I'm seeing the fringe. I'm seeing the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's see what happens. I mean, first of all, it's also time. It's about time.
What do you mean?
Hold on. We do have Matt online. What's going on, Matt? Matt, you there?
You there? You there?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. About a month ago, I went to Hawaii, And then I came back and I listened to the Saturday lineup, and the show that was normally on between 1 and 2 is gone, and you've expanded to 2.
We did.
And I'm happy because I always enjoyed your show. Yeah, but so if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide to expand it to 2? Maybe I missed it on previous shows where you said why you did, but I don't know.
So
why did
yeah, this is our third week at 2 hours, by the way. So Mark Cumberland is a good friend of mine, and he gave up the show, and we went to PHT and we said, hey, listen, could we have his hour? And they gave it to us, so that was pretty cool. I mean, if you didn't know, we paid for it, but we paid extra for it. So Mark gave up the show. And actually, I was actually surprised. Mark was on the air for like 12 years, I think it was.
Was he? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. And I was surprised he gave it up, but it is what it is.
Good news in real estate, right? Yeah, good news in real estate, right?
Yeah, right.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Mark's a great guy.
Yeah,
Mark has.
Listen to it.
Go ahead.
And like you said, it was pre-recorded. I mean, I found it amusing to listen to, and he told good stories and he had banter. And speaking of which, your ads are all over. Like I listen to PHT all the time. So from the Kale show to Dom to Rich's show, like your ads are all over the place. And I like when you're taking the shots of like saying you got the best radio show. No one's listened to it. The witty banter between Omri, Dr. Deb, and yourself. Like, I mean. Your next step is just to buy WPHT, man. You're on a roll.
Woohoo! We probably could buy WPHT. They went bankrupt anyway.
Listen, we can't ignore we can't ignore your achievement. You just said my name right.
Yeah, we know. And we know who bought WPHT. We know who? George Soros and his son.
That's right. That's right. Soros made a big investment in WPHT. That's probably why. That's probably why Cumberland left.
But you're making the biggest investment. I mean, I know it's money out of your pocket, so I'm glad. Hopefully, if you mind me asking, does it pay off for you?
Well, wait. Have you been to our class yet, Matt? Have you been to our class yet?
I have not.
Are you coming this Thursday?
I could.
Well, if you come to class this Thursday, then it paid off. If you don't come to class this Thursday, then you have to send us a check for, I don't know, how much you want to charge them? $10,000?
You could or you should. You should, Matt. You should. Not you could, you should.
So just like everybody else, Matt, go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a free class. By the way, do you want free tickets to the Money Hacks event?
When is that?
That's August 17, and it's a full-day event.
August 17th, full-day event. We'll give you free tickets.
Free. See, there you got. Yeah, see, there's nothing free. There's one thing I know. Nothing is free. Like free shipping. There's always built in the cost.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I will give you free tickets, and when you come, I'll even give you lunch for free.
Sure, why not?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. If you don't show up,
it's $100.
If you don't show up, it's $100 a ticket. So how many do you want?
Just one for myself.
Okay, beautiful. All right, man. Anything else exciting going on?
Is this out in Langhorne?
Yes.
Yeah, Langhorne. Yeah. Where are you? Oh, you're Center City.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Center.
Okay, cool.
I'm in Center City. Well, I could take a train out.
Excellent. All right, so this is what you do? Yeah, there you go. Well, I don't know if you can take the train out because the train doesn't come right to our office. You probably want to drive or take an Uber.
Yeah, I have to take an Uber.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah. Well, I go on my bike. I'm pretty industrious. I'm very frugal. Let's put it that way. So I'm
So Matt, where?
So check this out. You want to be frugal? You're gonna get a free ticket. You're gonna have a free education, and you're gonna get free lunch. So how much more frugal? How much more do you want a frugal person to have?
Well, it's still pretty good. I took your book that you signed and sent to me. I sold up on eBay for $20 a couple months ago. So
did you really?
I'm just messing with you. I did not.
No, if you did, I was going to charge you. I was going to charge you $40 for it.
I'm like, wow, that's like terrible.
It's so insulting. All right.
No,
so where are you going to be on August 17, Matt?
I'm going to be on a train, and then I'm going to be biking out to the event.
Okay,
amazing, great.
So stay on the line, and Sweet Glenn is going to take your.
It's only good coming from my mouth.
So you say it.
Sweet Glenn. Like Glenn's sweet. Like he's very sweet. But I don't think it works so well with you guys. So we have to.
I know we're making fun of you.
No, I know, but Glenn is sweet. He's a sweetheart.
He's sweet.
He's very sweet.
All right, so Sweet Glenn, take Matt's information. What's that?
Sorry. is there going to be a meet the immigrant part of the thing?
Of course.
Yeah, you can meet the.
You can meet the immigrant.
We should do a meet the immigrant party.
Oh my God,
great.
that
That would be
sounds racist.
We should.
Yeah,
what we really
totally.
should do. We should do a GoFundMe for you for getting to get your immigration status to be legal.
That's an idea.
You see, this country is going so bad.
All right, Matt. Sweet Glenn's going to take your information, and hopefully we will see you in 2 weeks.
We will see him in 2 weeks. Not
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
We will see him in 2
Well,
weeks.
we'll see. We'll see what he does. Who
He
knows,
will.
Right? All right, where are we? We got about 15 minutes left of the show, and we're now 2 hours, and we're doing pretty well in 2 hours, aren't we?
I know. We are intrigued.
I'm actually liking it because it gives us time to have conversations instead of being rushed from
I
one
know.
topic to another.
Especially when people call, we very much like to interact with other people.
Yes, we need more people to call. What
I
number should
agree.
they call?
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Please call us.
So I also wanted to make a mention. There's a couple people online that I haven't said hello to yet. We have Dan, good friend Dan. We all know Dan. We have Joe, who is a mortgage broker, who I think is going to be one of our sponsors soon, which is going to be pretty cool. By the way, I should mention that if you want to sponsor this show, we will mention you. So if you have a product that's good for real estate or real estate investors, come on, we reach at least 12 people. No, I mean no. According to Nelson ratings, it's about 7,000 people per show, and now we're on 2 hours, so we get to mention you twice. So if you want to be part of our sponsorship, give us a call. You can actually call. The same number, 855-939-1137, and I will answer the phone. And I will, if you want to be a sponsor, we'll talk about being a sponsor. It's always a great idea. So you don't just hear my voice, you hear other people's commercials. We decided that now that we went to 2 hours, we're going to sell sponsorships as well. So Joe will be a sponsor. We also have Gloria, was on the boat the other day.
Oh, was she? Okay, great.
Yeah, she was on the boat the other day.
The boat that never shipped.
What?
The boat
that never
didn't
sailed.
go
Yeah,
anywhere,
the never
exactly.
sailed, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so real quick, we got Ann in New Jersey. What's going on, Ann?
Hi. Oh, thank you. I love your show. It's so fun. Like I learn, but I laugh, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have some money in a tax-infested IRA.
Oh, just write a check to me.
So just, wondering about that and listening to you all for the last couple of weeks, I'm learning so much. Can I buy a rental property within my IRA and then have an income stream?
Absolutely. So how old are you, first of all?
60.
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. So you can't use the money in the IRA. Well, you can use the money in the IRA to buy property, no problem. But the money that you get, the rent, has to go back into the IRA. Now, because you're over 59 and a half, you can take that money back out of your IRA. You only pay. So let's say it's $1,000 rent, for example, right? You would put the $1,000 rent into your IRA because it has to go back into your IRA. Then you can take it back out, but you will be taxed on the $1,000, just so you know. But the cool part about holding a property in your IRA is that the fact that now is it a traditional or Roth? Do you know?
Oh, it's traditional. That's why it's tax infested.
Okay, well, that's fine. So that's okay. But the idea now is, you could keep that property. So now, let's say you buy a $100,000 property, and then 10 years from now, you decide to sell that property, and you sell it for $200,000. You can hold on to that money inside your IRA and still not pay taxes until you start taking the money out. And so that's a great way to build your IRA, is to buy properties inside your IRA or put the rent back in your IRA, or using the money to lend it to a real estate investor who would pay you an interest, like where you become the bank. So I actually borrow a lot of money from people's IRAs. I do it all the time. Let's say I borrow $100,000 from an IRA. I give them 8% interest. And the interesting part about giving them 8% interest is there's no fees. Actually, there's $300 a year for the IRA company to be the custodian because they do all the reporting to the IRS. But that's it. But if you have your money in an IRA and it's with a registered rep or a financial advisor, they have all these fees, and then the registered rep on top of it has their own fees. So if you got 10% in IRA with the registered rep, you're probably only getting like 3 or 4% after all the fees, and they don't even tell you that. So this is a way to get guaranteed money. And when I say 8%, it's negotiable, so it could be anything you want. But when I say 8%, it's just an example. You can get 8% in your IRA by lending it to a real estate investor. Now, I do always have to say this is a disclaimer. This is not a solicitation for your money because I could get in trouble for that. So I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not telling you that I'm telling you that I can do it, but I'm not telling you to do it. You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
He's not asking for your money.
Right.
Is what he's trying to say. He's just trying to explain the process to you.
How I say it because I don't want to get.
He's just trying to explain the process.
It could be an SEC violation if I say it, but you could do it. I mean, if you let's say, became a student and you liked one of the students in the school and they had a piece of investment property and you didn't want to deal with toilets, trash, and tenants, you could lend the money to them and they'll pay you an income off the money you lend them. So yes, you can buy rental properties. Yes, you can do this. Now the problem is you probably have your IRA with a financial advisor who has no idea that you can do this. And they're going to say, no, you can't do that, which is not true. You can absolutely do it. You have to take the money from them and put it into what's called a self-directed IRA. And you have to find a self-directed IRA custodian to do it, to hold the money. We'll just do the reporting for you. And now the interesting part, and I think I've mentioned this before, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but registered reps and financial advisors basically, by law, have to lie. And I say this all the time, and I give this example. You just came to me and you asked me a question, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a registered rep, but I can give you the honest truth. I could tell you that, number one, I could tell you that you could put your money in, you could use your money to buy properties. They can't even tell you that. So basically, if they have 5 things that they do, and it drives me nuts, because even like the show After Hours, where the guy, all he's doing is selling annuities. But but if he has 5 products, and that's why he sells 5 products, and he does this whole analysis with you, spends 2 hours with you, and says, Ann, I've got the greatest product for you. It'll solve all your problems. It's investing in real estate in your IRA, but I don't do that. So I'm not going to sell you anything, and I'm going to give you Larry Steinhouse's phone number. Go do it with him, right? If he does that, and he says that, I wouldn't pay him anything. It doesn't matter. He now can actually lose his license because of something called selling away. And, it's funny because I ask registered rep about this all the time, and it's a secret in the industry that you're not allowed to even talk about somebody else's investment idea.
That's crazy.
And as a fiduciary, you're not allowed to talk about somebody else's investment idea, even if it's the greatest idea for you ever. They have to sell you one of their products, or they have to try to sell you one of their products. If not, they could lose their license and be fined. So your financial advisor is never going to tell you this. He can't tell you this by law, which is bizarre. And you can do this. And if you want to come to investor schooling, I will teach you how to do it. I'll even take you through the steps and introduce you to a great company that will be a custodian, which is called Camaplan, which is the company we use. It's called Camaplan. If anybody wants to go to camaplan.com, they can look it up themselves. And we've actually had Carl Fisher, the owner of Camaplan, on here a couple of times talking about it. So, are you ready to buy rental properties in your IRA?
Oh my gosh. Well, no, I don't think so. I think I have to learn a little bit more about it, but
I know a great place where you can learn that.
The education that you just gave me is amazing.
Yeah, I know a great place you can learn that.
Sounds good.
So where in Jersey are you?
Close enough to drive over to investor schooling.
Woo! Wow, look at that.
There you go.
Man, do you know how to sign up for this Thursday night's class?
This Thursday night, I know I can't make it, but I think I'd probably try to make it next Thursday night.
All right, so you could actually sign up for this Thursday night class, and what'll happen is you'll get reminders to be there this Thursday, but just come next Thursday. But the sooner you sign up, the sooner you take action, the sooner you're going to change your life.
Sounds good. Sounds really great. And
be very happy to see you.
The education is so helpful.
I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy the show.
Much.
So do you agree with my
Thanks
assessment? Do you agree with my assessment with Jim Cramer? The show is like Jim Cramer meets Howard Stern.
Well, I don't know about that, but I definitely agree that seeing Santana was worth it because a bunch of times we all went to see them over in Jersey. So
awesome!
That was definitely worth it.
Awesome. Hey, do you want to come to the Money Hacks event on August 17th for free?
Oh my golly, yes. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Do you want 1 ticket or 2?
Just one.
Excellent. We'll introduce you to, who was it? Matt, because he's going to come alone too.
Stop it.
That sounds like a good plan.
And And maybe Matt has money. Who knows? And if he doesn't, don't talk to him.
Oh, golly, you guys are too funny.
We'll be very, very happy to see you on August 17. And
all right, so Sweet Glenn is going to take. Make sure you call him. Say hi, Sweet Glenn. Thank you for taking my information. Sweet Glenn is going to take your information, and then Debbie's going to call you on Monday, and she's going to set you up for free tickets. So thank you so much. I appreciate all the nice things you said about us.
Thank you. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, we got a few more minutes, guys. What do you want to talk about?
I actually want Glenn to come on because here we're,
Well, he's in the middle of taking
once
Ann's
he's done,
information.
once he's done taking all that, because we keep saying sweet, and I think Glenn is sweet, but maybe there's a term that he would prefer over something else.
It depends on who's calling him.
Yeah, and we
That's
can't.
what I'm saying. Like why don't you see what he wants to be called? You know what I mean? Maybe there's something he's thinking of.
No, you can't make the
What?
person choose his own nickname. No.
Why? We let you pick your nickname as the immigrant.
It's not a nickname. That's who I am.
Getting Ann's info.
I know.
Okay,
Get into Ann's info.
I'm just saying, it's who I am.
You don't know who you are?
Larry, who chose your nickname that we can't say on the air?
Somebody else.
You chose your nickname that we can't say on the air?
So it's compassionate. Hole.
Exactly.
Compassionate. Hole. So that's what people call me. Why? Why they call me
You
that?
chose that.
I did not choose that.
Exactly. A person can choose their own
but
nickname.
I happen to like it. They called me that, and it was funny. They called it. They were joking with me.
I know.
Kind of complimenting, kind of insulting me. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it fits you.
Because it really does. It fits me. Because I care about everyone and I care about everything, but I don't necessarily give you a hug to solve your problem. I may be right in your face and go, "This is how you solve your problem."
Mm-hmm.
So that's the compassionate part.
You are not a therapist.
I mean, being in the face is the whole part, and the other one, the compassionate part, is when I want to make sure that you survive. You got a brunt of that the other day, Deb, right?
I get it from
you
you
get it
all the
often,
time.
I know,
get it.
but you got it the other day.
Yeah,
and
get
I
it all
actually
the time.
apologized because I was one of her tenants was taking advantage of her, and I was so mad that I yelled at Debbie over it. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Why am I mad at Debbie for letting? So I apologize for it, but it was just that's the way it is. It just bothered me so much that somebody was taking advantage. Okay, we got about 30 seconds, so let's make sure we let everybody know that we got the Money Hacks coming up. The Money Hacks event, you can go to the 4mmw.com. That's 4mmw.com, and you can use the coupon code 1210-1210, and you can get half-price tickets for those people who are coming for free. I'm so excited for you. We are here every Saturday for 2 hours, 1 to 3. We're here every Saturday. Ask Matt, he knows. And you can go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and you can take a complimentary class this Thursday night. And that's it, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
All right, you are clear. Hang on.
For all you guys
This program
listening on
is paid for
Facebook,
by
I
Investor
missed this.
Schooling. All opinions
James
or
had
statements
the
expressed
best
on the program are solely those of
statement, and I
Investor
missed it. He
Schooling or
said,
their
what are
guests
Glenn's
and do not reflect
pronouns?
the opinions